Last time, we assisted the NCR in the three-car bounty by capturing and killing three dangerous fiends, Cook, Violetta, and Driver Nafai. Now we will assist the NCR in the main building of Camp McCaren in the McCaren airfield.
There's a lot more troops here than we thought. No wonder we couldn't hold Helios 1.
Thank you, Veronica, for your comment.
I'm usually good with faces, but I don't think I've seen you here before. What brings you to Camp McCaren?
I'm here to provide support. Is there anything I can do to help?
You don't cook by any chance, do you? Farber's doing his best, but it's hard to manage an army with half my staff in line for the latrine. Honestly, we're fighting a lot of fires right now. The fiends keep pressing their position from Vault 3. We've got the Legion breathing down our necks across the river. We actually took an officer alive last week, but so far he hasn't spoken a word.
Bet I could get the Legion prisoner to talk.
I have Lieutenant Boyd on that already, and she's excellent, but I think she's hit a wall. Talk to her if you like. See if she has any use for you. Her office is right above mine, but I think she might be interrogating right now. So she'd be upstairs on the other side of the building.
Goodbye.
Bye.
We head up the broken escalator and off to the right to meet with Lieutenant Boyd and a request to get a Legion to talk. Some owned bottle caps and slot machines. Too bad we can't steal. There's two different ways to get this prisoner to talk.
Boyd's in there with a prisoner right now.
Well, there's
Boy,
several
she
actually. But there's two main ways, so we can show you.
You stick out like a sore thumb around here. You sure you're in the right place?
Who are you?
Not big on reading name tags, huh? That's okay. My name is long and difficult to pronounce. Ready for it? It's Boyd. Lieutenant Boyd to my friends. Colonel Shu has me handling the policing duties for the base. I've told him he could make my job a whole lot easier if he would just let me shoot anyone who talks back to me. But you know how colonels can be.
I like this girl. You need any help?
Yeah, so far this has gone exactly as expected. Poorly. But with the work you've done for NCR already, you might be just what I've been looking for. We captured an honest-to-God centurion of Caesar's Legion recently.
Was that a big deal?
Better believe it. Everybody in Caesar's Legion from Caesar on down will kill themselves before they can be captured. They're so twitchy they'd probably do it if you reached out to hug them. But here's this guy, who's an elite commander in their army, and he just gives himself up, even as his men are slitting their own throats around him.
What do you think it means?
Well, I don't know about you, but to me that sounds like a man who's willing to cooperate. Except he hasn't. Only times he speaks up are to insult you. He's a real prick, by the way. And I'm supposed to get information out of this guy.
Why don't you just beat your prisoner senseless?
I like the way you think. Have I said that yet? Problem is that the NCR frowns on using that sort of tactic. There are some restrictions still in place from President Tandy's administration. But here's my favorite thing about you. You're not in the NCR. Plus, for all this guy knows, you're completely insane. That's a winning combination.
So you want me to do what you can't?
I think if you rough him up enough and really put some fear into him, he'll sing like a choir boy. So let's do this. When you're ready, I'll go in and give you a little intro. Then I leave the room and you make him regret the day he was born. We go back and forth a couple times until either he talks or he can't move his jaw anymore. Either way, we've had our entertainment for the day.
Okay, let's get started. Now, you can either talk Celus into giving us information, or we can beat him senseless. In my original gameplay...
Lieutenant. I was just
But if you
thinking
get juicy screenshot here.
That's so.
I was just thinking about that pretty neck of yours.
How sweet.
I was thinking
Originally,
how it would look with a
I
legion
got him
slave
to talk through speech methods in my first gameplay.
Oh.
In this gameplay, I'm gonna beat the crap out of him. Because I'm a fun guy.
I'll pass.
Do you know what I love about our slave collars, Lieutenant?
If you love them, maybe you should try one on.
I love how tightly they fit. I train my men to make sure the slave's flesh bulges a bit around the top and bottom. Know why?
It's all the rage in fashion circles.
Not quite. If you fit it just right, their body never gets used to the feeling of wearing it. It cuts in just enough when they swallow.
We'll turn on dialogue
Or turn their
subtitles.
head to remind them who they belong to. And it's that constant reminder that keeps them docile.
In that case, maybe you'd better save the collar you were gonna give me.
Oh? For whom?
For a friend of mine you're about to meet. My friend isn't very docile.
And who is this friend of yours?
You know all the rules the NCR instituted to protect enemy prisoners of war?
Of course.
My
And
friend
doesn't.
doesn't. Oh, and Celus, if you resist at all, I'll personally blow your brains out. Come on in, he's all yours. I'll be back in a bit to see how you're getting along. And I'll need you to surrender your weapons before you go in. You can pick them up from the locker on your way out.
What an ugly little worm you are. What pile of excrement did the lieutenant pluck you from, worm?
We can use speech, I think you're confused. Or we can attack. Uh-oh. Now you've made me angry. We can also use speech to call him the excrement. But we'll go with the attack option this time.
I can take
Now this isn't a melee character, so of course
You like that?
it gets a little embarrassing
Still looking.
because all he does is block.
Had enough? Whoa!
Still looking. Got my eyes peeled.
Watch out!
All right, you can stop for a sec. Whoa, easy. There. You're supposed to rough him up a little, not kill him. Why don't you step outside a minute? Let off some steam. Nice job. I think my friend doesn't like you, Silus. I don't know how much longer I can keep him under control.
You think this will make me talk? A beating? This is the best you can do?
Not just any beating, Silus. A savage beating. A beating that you'll be reminded of every time you feel pain from now on. When my friend's done with you, you won't have any of your teeth left. You'll be drinking your food through a straw. Your ribs will never heal properly, and it will hurt every time you breathe. It'll be like your collars, Silus. Impossible to forget.
Go to hell.
Huh. Not the sort of wit I've come to expect from you, Silus.
You're getting nothing from me.
I'm getting entertainment. That's something. So what's it gonna be? Are you gonna spill your guts to me? Or am I gonna let my friend the maniac back in here for some playtime? Silus. Silent treatment, huh? Have it your way. Come on back in. I think he misses you. Oh, and let me check you for weapons one more time. For your safety as well as his.
And she takes all of our weapons again. Really.
You hit like a bedridden old woman.
Lucky you. You can borrow my dentures when I knock all your teeth out.
It'll take more than...
We get a couple good solid hits in before he blocks us.
Come on!
Still looking.
But of course, a Legion Centurion is too much of a coward to take his beating like a man.
Got my eyes peeled.
Enough, this is pointless. I'm dead to the Legion either way, I'll tell you what I know. But you should know that Caesar has always kept his own counsel. He never reveals anything that would make him vulnerable. My knowledge will not prevent the inevitable. This camp will be ash within months. Maybe weeks.
I'll be the judge of that. Let's hear what you've got to say.
Something is wrong with Caesar. Something he is attempting to hide from his men. But it was obvious before we set out on this last mission. For 3 days we awaited his order to dispatch us. 3 days. But he hid in his tent, refusing to give orders, complaining of headaches. He looks different now than he used to. His face is sunken, sickly. But any questioning of his health enrages him.
Must be more you can tell me.
There is one other thing that may interest you. I know that Caesar has planted a spy here. Every night, details of NCR troop movements are broadcast from a radio on this base to Caesar's camp. The spy has been here a long time, since before the entire conflict began. He's an officer. If I knew who he was, I would tell you. If I escape and he's alive to report it, the Legion would hunt me down. But like I said, none of this information will change the outcome for you. No force can hold back the tide of the Legion.
Now for a little information. Caesar in this game is meant to portray Julius Caesar, but he does not. This little tidbit of headaches and a sunken face and sickly more closely resembles Julius Caesar's nephew, great-nephew. So I'm not sure what his relation to Caesar was, but it's Caligula, Gaius Caligula. Caligula meaning little boots. His real name is something else. He, not long after taking office, was really sick and almost dead.
That was fun to watch. I'd have you do it again, but I'd probably get in trouble. This'll do the NCR a lot of good, so you should be proud. Here's the standard fee. Plus, I threw in the price of a good show on the strip. That's from me personally. You can beat up my prisoners anytime.
Wow. Sounds like a date. You bring
Yep.
the wine.
See you around.
Caligula, not long after taking office, was considered one of the best Roman emperors. He was widely loved and admired by the public and the Senate. Then he came down really sick and changed his personality completely. This is what this game is referencing
what
to,
is it?
in my opinion.
Yeah. On top of everything else, I can't send a patrol on a bathroom break without it being ambushed by someone who heard they were coming. So somebody's getting the word out. As in chem fiends. Biggest gang of raiders I've ever seen. Nothing like addiction to swell your numbers. Psychotic and completely unpredictable. They set up shop in Vault 3 to the west. Every day they attack our positions and my men repel them. But every day there's more of them and less of us. I sent one of my rangers after their leader to try and destabilize them. He didn't return. Hell of a thing, losing a ranger. You come to depend on them. And they come through for you so often, you forget it can happen.
I go to Vault 3.
That vault is a hornet's nest. If you have second thoughts, no one would think less of you for it. But if you can get him home, it'd mean a lot. Watch for civilians, too. The fiends have been kidnapping locals. They just walk right into people's homes in the middle of the day and take them. But the man you're looking for is Bryce Anders.